Guys, my name is Joffrey Banks, and this is another informational brief. Um, Today, I'm going to be talking to you guys about why project management techniques are key to successfully managing your company's IT ambitions. Now, I'll be talking to you about project management and what exactly is a project or an IT project. An IT project is a temporary endeavor. It's a means to create a unique product or service or result. It's defined as a project because it has a definite short-term start and finishing date. Projects don't last long by their nature, because they require excessive resources to complete. An IT project is usually implemented to change an outdated process or implement a more effective version of a set of software, or update an outdated piece of hardware. Whatever the reason it's made for, a project is meant to far outlast the project itself. What exactly is project management? Project management is the discipline of planning, organizing, motivating, and controlling resources to achieve specific goals. This means from its inception until its completion, the theory behind project management is that you follow a basic set of principles, and you'll have a better chance to be successful. If you follow a basic set of principles, you'll have a better chance of being successful. The project management body of knowledge is also known as the PMBOK, which is a set of methodologies and controls created by the Project Management Institute that says if implemented properly with respect to the field, can guarantee a certain percentage of success. Project management is divided into 5 major areas that describes how time is broken down into a project. These phases are the initiation phase, planning, execution, monitoring and controlling, and then the closing phase. Okay, well, to start out with, the initiation phase is the first stage of the project management life cycle. It's the project has to be thought up and the stakeholder identified. The stakeholder is the party of interest who fronts the money and takes on the risk of implementing the project. This could be the company's portfolio manager, or an LLC, or in an LLC, one of its owners. Once that stakeholder is identified and you and your staff start developing the project, you have to develop a project charter. Okay, and what a project charter is shown right here. These are the steps to implement a project charter, and I'm going to go through them with you guys. Okay, so in the project charter, the first thing you see is project time management. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that, but this is the point where it covers the time management, which defines the specific activities to take place. So what sequence they're going to happen in, the duration of each activity, and the schedule for skilled workers, and actually implementing the project. Next, you'll see cost management, where they estimate the costs. Then they determine the budget. You'll see quality management, where they go. I'm going to go through all these back with you, but you'll see quality management, where they go through and you plan in the project charter the quality of your of each stage of your project. The resource management, human resources management. You develop a human resource management plan. Then you have communications, cell phones, or just being transparent in your organization. And then you have the risk management sheet, and the risk management goes into a couple different cycles. The risk management, they talk about the plan. They do an actual, like, a sheet, which is a planned risk management, and then they then identify the risk in this risk management. They plan the responses, perform a quantitative analysis, and then qualitative risk analysis. The procurements, which is contracts and all the other legal obligations, things that have to be taken care of. And lastly, is they cover the project scope and scope management. And project scope management is the scope is basically saying what exactly, like with everything included, what exactly does it take to make this happen? The money, the budget, everything, right? And so you collect all your requirements, you define the scope, and then you create a work breakdown structure or a work breakdown worksheet. Um, Planning, the planning phase involves creating a guide for your team to navigate through. Um, the execution, the closure phase, these are all completely dependent on the planning phase. If the planning was done right, then it's going to be a successful endeavor. It's all organizing, motivating, and controlling your resources to achieve specific goals. The execution is the longest phase, where you'll actually start building the project deliverables, which is what you're going the service or the product that you're going to be delivering to the customer. This phase is where the project manager has to manage things like the schedule and the resource, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. Monitoring, controlling, I've gone over that, and I'm going to continue going through that. And then the closing phase, and this is the phase where your team confirms the completion of the deliverables to the stakeholders. During the project manager has to be balancing scope, quality, schedule, budget, resources, and the risk. The scope is the process of making a detailed description of the project and the project and the end result, which is a product or service. The quality management side of the house is implementing process improvement activities in your project and establishing policies and objectives governing the operational integrity of it, which just means making rules so that everybody adheres to the standards so that you can deliver a specific level of quality. Time has to be managed because the time has to meet the deadline to deliver to customers. Budget has to be managed by estimating budgeting, controlling costs so that the project can be completed within an approved budget. Human resources have to be managed because conflict is inevitable in an environment where you have time constraints and scarce resources and different personal work styles and work ethics. Those resources have to be managed so that they work in harmony and so that the morale stays high until the project is completed. Risk management has to be continually recorded and planned for. Risk needs to be identified in a timely manner, and response have to be implemented in a timely manner. Now, how do you expect the PMBOK, or the Project Management Body of Knowledge, to promote efficient business practices? The Project Management Body of Knowledge is just an educational resource combining the experience of people who've done it, and there are multiple experts who put into a set of methodologies. It provides a clear set of principles and to consider and implement when you're trying to get returns out of a short-term investment. I have another example of how the scope, the time, the costs, and affect the quality. And these are all things that have to be managed within the project. Again, guys, my name is Banks, Joffrey Banks, and I'll be signing out. Thanks for having me, guys.